It's your girl, DJ Free Mafia.
Welcome to the Unpleasant Thoughts Podcast. I'm your host, Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
It's your boy Slider Got No Lie.
We got another special guest here with us. Let them know your name, what it is that you
It's
do.
your girl, DJ Free Mafia.
And where can they find you at?
Oh my gosh, everywhere. DJBreeMafia.com. That's number one. DJ Bree Mafia on Instagram is DJBRI. I'm sorry, I'm fried. I do this all the fucking time. I be trying to spell my real name and then my nicknames. DJBRIMAFIA. And if you want ratchet shit, you can find me on Twitter. That's OG_Bree.
Alright, DJ. You have other titles too, though, right? You do other things.
Stripper? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That's a shit.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm so sorry.
I support it all.
No. Part-time rapper, full-time trapper. That's my quote. I be like rapping for fun. And then I work in the beer industry. I've been doing that like professionally for like 5 years now. Yeah. And shit. Like
So,
I'm just an artist, just a
alright.
creative for real. So
You do the music and then you're artist and then the beer.
mhm.
That's like a trash. I heard the music and then the artistry.
Mhm.
That's the whole artistry. But what did the beer come in? Did you do that first? Like what?
Honestly, like really the same amount of time for real. So, like growing up in Delaware, like shit is cheap, and like say you
Shout out to the first state. Woo-hoo. Tax free.
You know what's up. Shit is cheap, so like we have like a lot of accessibility to like liquor, beer. So you just catch yourself getting like 30 packs of beer every weekend. So like I got to fucking college and like where the brews? Like I was like, you drink beer? I'm like, beer's lit. Like y'all tripping. And then I was bartending. So I started bartending same time I started DJing in 2015. But then I really like beer, and I would always see like these white girls in the restaurant like with an iPad, like in the cooler. That's when manager was like, what are they doing? He said, oh, that's our beer rep. I'm like, that sounds like a cool fucking job. Like I like beer. So then like there's this one black rep at the Buffalo Wild Wings I worked at in Capitol Heights, and she was my girl, her kid, and she was like, yo, I fuck with you. Like I'm gonna make sure I make some shake. And then her managers came in there. It was like, yo, you're so cool. You know so much about beer. You shooting shit. And they offered me a job like on the spot.
Damn.
So that was like 2018, and I was a rep for like Miller Lite, Yingling, Sam Adams, a bunch of local beer. But I couldn't DJ anywhere we distributed beer because it was a conflict of interest. So like,
Gotcha. Yeah.
I was like, damn, I really like this job, but I'm really missing out on money not being able to DJ in Maryland pretty much. So I dipped, and then I saw that Stella was hiring a manager in DC. Miller Lite referred me. Didn't even know. Had this interview. They were like, yeah, we got a referral from you from your old job with Miller. We know you're a DJ. Off Bucks an interview, just to let you know that's not a conflict of interest. So like off Bucks, it was like,
Sorry.
yeah. So that's how I started. And
So that's kind of like only time I seen somebody working in brewery was like Peter Griffin, Family Guy.
You say
I'm fucking weak.
Well, that's the only time I ever seen a brewery, like Family Guy.
That's where you started. Where are you at with it today?
So now I'm territory sales manager for Urban Garden Brewing, and that's the first Black woman-owned beer distributor in DC.
Shout out.
Shout out to Imani, CEO. She tapped me in last year to come on board and be a partner and just help with like sales, accounts, just because I got like a long history of like working in the beer industry. Like I've probably worked with like over like 400 restaurants and bars in DC and Maryland. So, and then I'm ambassador for Soul Mega, which is one of the other Black-owned beer brands in DC.
So you started like that's crazy. So you in the beer game. It's like you like in the beer game, like.
Really?
So it's like you was in there, the reps. I'm pretty sure you probably know like the wheat percentage what goes with 2 beers and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
And it's the
So
healthy
like,
ones.
example, this beer is like 5.3%. It's an amber ale, and like you'll know how strong a beer is based off that. So like if you have like a 4.5, you might get a little buzz. Like 5.3 and like 6 point anything over 7, you like damn, this shit hit for real. But like yeah, knowing like ABV, like how beer is brewed, sales, like I always like equate beer to like weed. So like you can buy a zip of weed for like $3.50 maybe. I don't know if it's in Zog, but let's just say $3.50. And say you buy bulk of beer, right? Like beer comes in cases, so you get 24 beers and either 12 packs of bottles, 4 to 6 packs of cans. So that'll run you like if you get in a case of Miller Lite, it's probably gonna cost you like $20. If you get in a case of this, it's gonna run you like $35 for 24 beers. Then you sell these bitches at $6, and they weren't even $2 a piece in the case. So like people don't understand like flipping beer is insane, or just like how they flip alcohol in the clubs. Like you get a section,
it's like get that bottle and
right, Hennessy back, right, Hennessy getting like $300-$400, and you can get a bottle of Hennessy for fucking $45. Come on, flip the shit out of it. Yeah. So like that's how I be looking at beer. It's like it's a really great. Like people have no idea. Like it's a really good money game. Like you can get so much beer.
Is that not a thing? Like you're in the club, you order some beer to your section.
You get buckets. You get buckets of Coronas. I'm fucking
charge $300.
Yeah, they charge you $200 for 5 Coronas.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right.
So like, as far as like that transition from the beer to the music game, how did that like really go from the DJing? She started doing like around the same time for real, right?
So like this is like the crazy part about it. Like they go hand in hand. Okay. So like, say you're at a club. You know, a lot of people think that, like, I feel like not anymore. I think that the DJs in this area have done a great job of letting their audience know how we really make money. Because not all the time, depending on, like, the venue or the space, it's not about ticket sales. It's about overall general sales of the venue. So it's like that venue has to hire staff in order to accommodate us, an engineer, bartenders, security, a manager. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. So it's like you pay $10, maybe you pay $10. I try not to charge for my shows, so therefore you're more imposed to buy shit from the bar, or like buy merch and shit. Yeah. Exactly. So like people don't understand that. Like, well, people do understand now that like the more money or the more that you invest in the establishment, the more the return is for everybody. And then they're like, hey, we want you to come back because your attendees tipped. They bought hella drinks. They stayed. They didn't just come in and leave. Like, majority of people that come to our shows or anything I do will stay the entire duration because I don't, like, specify what time I'm DJing. Maybe there's, like, a sponsorship going on or something of that sort. So you don't want to miss anything. But, like, they go hand in hand. So, like, I always try to educate curators that, like, hey, have conversations with these venues, implement a drink menu, make sure they have food, some kind of special. And if you can, come out of pocket and invest in the artistry, then make the return on the back end through the bar. Don't try to pay your artists through what you sell, because what if you don't make those sales? And don't ever come into the mindset thinking that I only want to make money. You have to invest in order to gain a profit. So like that same thing with beer, same thing with DJing. Like if it wasn't for beer and alcohol, as sad as that is, because I hate to, with our community, it's like, oh, liquor. But at the same time, that's how this shit all sustains. So like it goes hand in hand.
Shout out to liquor.
Not real life.
Yeah, it's definitely true. So you say you grew up in Delaware. Did like that music culture get your ear and that, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I grew up down, I know music's music everywhere, but you got the different towns, you got the go-go's here, and like you got specific music that got your ear going out there before you came down and hear the sound waves and all that.
So like Delaware really doesn't have their own thing. Like where I feel like people always like underestimate where Delaware is. Like we literally neighbor everything.
Yeah.
So Jersey,
yeah,
Philly,
I remember
Baltimore,
I went to Delaware,
DC,
and they were showing 76ers games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to so many Sixers games. I've seen. Yeah, I
That's
seen.
my team though.
Allen Iverson, Andre Iguodala when they played for the Sixers. Like I went to Boys and Girls Club and they used to take us to Philly all the time, do hella shit. But like Delaware, you know what I'm saying? Like it surrounds everything, even Virginia. So it's like, it's just all my life has just been a melting pot of like all those things. Like I remember every era that was popping, and like Delaware just didn't discriminate in shit. Like it was popping, it was popping. It was gonna lit, it was gonna get lit. We did have like our own one thing though, like which was called like swagging, and that was when Meek was in his like I'm in my bag and I'm in my bag, and I don't know if y'all remember like Jalo Beats. He had a lot of those like really kind of two-step kind of songs. So like instead of us two-stepping, we were like swagging, which is kind of the two-step has like a little swag. But like that's the only thing that Delaware really has. Like we don't have anything else. But we love everything around us. Like I love Jersey. I love Jersey club music, Baltimore club music. Like I love all New York music.
Can you explain your connection to this area here?
Okay, this is a good one. So my grandfather lives in Lake Arbor.
Okay.
And has been living there since I was like 4.
Okay.
And I spent like a lot of like Christmases and like Easters. I spent my summers in North Carolina on my dad's side in North Carolina. That's where I was born. So my grandparents lived in PG since I was little. They still live in Lake Arbor. I have like childhood photos from forever. And then my aunt, she went to grad school in North Carolina and then moved here in like 2000 and lived in Logan Circle in DC. So like I went to visit her all the time. She's like a couple years older than my mom. My mom had when she was 18, so they're not that far apart in age. But like that's my memories is like Lake Arbor, Logan Circle. Like, and just coming straight from Delaware on 50 and it's a straight shot. Like, that Wendy's, I hate that shit's closed down now. That was always a kid. I'm like, okay, we're in DC.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I see
I'm glad they closed that down.
Yeah. Or do you remember, like, before that street, what it was? You couldn't, if you were leaving the city, you couldn't go straight through. Yeah. You had to make a right, then make a left, and then make a right. You used to talk shit about all the time, like, being from Delaware, like, this world is stupid as fuck. Those are my memories of DC. That's my connection here. Like, I've literally been frequenting here, like, all my life.
So you traveled a lot when you was young, just going.
Did you consider it home now?
Absolutely, yeah. I live in Baltimore now.
Okay, so what made you migrate more so towards this area for good?
So I was going to school. I went to A&T my freshman year. I didn't like A&T.
Damn, you on purpose? Her say that.
That's
from Drumline, right?
It's based off that. It's based off that.
You remember it whatever way you can.
Yeah, it's based off that, but they try to make it seem like it was in Atlanta.
Okay.
But like my perception, and this is like no disrespect because I love that school and I still go all the homecomings. I think that like me being from Delaware, being from a small town, I grew up in like a really diverse setting and just poor as poor, like white, Hispanic, Asian, like all that shit. Like, poor as poor.
Class out here.
Yeah, so like when I was like, I'm going to A&T where I'm going to be around a bunch of black people that just understand. Mm-hmm. And then I realized that like, no, there are black people that come from money.
Everybody doesn't
there are black people that like are a little like, I'm like, oh, I thought this was going to be like the ultimate like, we about to be up. And niggas was already up.
We made it.
Yeah, niggas was already like, bitch, y'all been made it. And I was like, okay, this different. And it's like, the energy just really what's the word I'm looking for, like just status quo, and people thinking that they're like better than others.
Cool kid tables and shit.
Absolutely. So I was just like, I'm not feeling it. Transferred to Elizabeth City, which is like I like 45 minutes in the Outer Banks, very small HBCU right outside of Virginia, and I was just like, damn, like I'm in school for graphic design. I do not want to do this shit when I get out of school. School sucks. And then went to South by Southwest and saw like 2 female DJs. I was like, damn, I really need a DJ. Like, this is like convincing me. I called my mom. I was like, yo, is there Buffalo Wild Wings near you? Because I was working there at the time, Virginia Beach. She's like, yo, yeah, there is a booty. I'm like, all right, I'm about to see what's up because I gotta go. Because she was living there, so I didn't know where else to go for real. And then they like they transferred me. Like, I got hired, and then I signed up here in 2015. So like a lot of people know me from serving there, like, because I didn't have Instagram when I first moved here, and it was just really word of mouth. Like my coworkers hired me for like birthday parties, cookouts, and then they have like regulars come in and be like, yo, you need a DJ for a party, bring the serve, she DJs. And that's literally like my first year in the DMV was just like homecomings, like graduations, birthday parties, cookouts, like really homegrown backyard shit.
Yeah.
In PG.
That's dope. So like what you were saying was like you got into. So what was the first two DJs you seen? You remember their names?
Here?
Like the first two the South by Southwest. The first two.
Oh. No, I don't remember. I really want to say.
Was that like inspiration? Like
It was because like that shit was lit. Oh my god, like it was so lit in 2015 too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was all the like underground artists that were popping in college. So like I got to see PNB Rock, which was crazy. Like I went to some random bar in like 6th Street, you know, they're like bar venues, and all you had to do was show your ID, and it was like some random well, not local, but it's like some random underground show of like niggas that are really on the up. You're like, oh shit, PNB Rock, Key, Man Savage, all of 2-9. I think maybe Rico might have been there. But I just know I saw 2 female DJs, and they were actually kind of cranky. And I was like, oh, this is lit. So, but yeah, I don't remember who they were, but I just know that she was lit.
How'd you originally get into DJing from the beginning?
My uncle is a DJ, and me and him are about to be 30. He's like 12 years older than me, maybe.
I know that feeling. Like, you know, my uncle, my cousin.
Yeah, maybe.
See, no, I definitely know that feeling. I'm 32. My niece just turned 30.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
My nephew about to turn 30.
Wow. Okay, yeah. So like, I was like 10 years old, and my grandparents on my dad's side, like even though they were like Southern, they were like super hip, like to technology and shit. That's because my grandparents were teachers. So they got me like a Dell desktop for my 10th birthday, and like September 11th had just happened, like a couple months before that. That's the first thing I did when I got my computer. I was just like, what really happened September 11th?
Oh,
That's how
doing your research.
That's how I became conspiracy theory.
Good thing, well, you really got something nowadays that happen nowadays.
Yeah.
It's,
Dog.
the internet has grown.
Yo, I was going crazy, going dummy, and just like, so my uncle, you know what I'm saying, like he's in college, but just like he doesn't have a computer. Like I'm 10 years old and I gotta grant a computer.
I'm gonna say most people. I was begging for a cell phone.
Yeah, I really had a desktop computer that I kept in the living room, dial up. I would get the AOL CDs and use the AOL CDs.
I forgot about burning CDs.
I lived in the wrong house for that. Somebody always calling my
phone.
God damn it!
Like, I got the motherfucking phone.
I was trying to download some shit.
Right. So one day my uncle was like, I'm just randomly on the computer. He's like, yo, if you let me use your computer to DJ, I'll teach you how to download music and burn CDs. I'm like, alright.
Fair trade.
Yeah, I'm like, what's up? So he downloads LimeWire and he shows me like how to use LimeWire. So I'm over here downloading crazy Elmo club mixes and shit.
LimeWire had the most exclusive shit. Most like songs that you probably have never heard again.
The best shit, bro. Because you can put anything like
exclusive freestyle.
Yo, bro, what? Lil Wayne leaks and shit. Leaks are going dumb on LimeWire.
I was fucking with G on it then too. They was on.
Oh my god.
LimeWire was damn.
What's the error?
Fuck the computer.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm not gonna hold you.
One click, you be like, oh.
I'm a this is Bill Clinton. You get one of those, you be like, fuck. But he taught me like how to burn CDs, and then I was on Windows Media Player, middle school. I went to school and I'm like, yeah, y'all, I'm making mixtapes for $5, like 90 minutes.
You say you was 10?
Young.
I was in the 6th grade.
That's still young, like 10.
Yeah, I was in the 6th grade.
But what made you, like, not to cut you off, like, because you explaining, like, but what made you that master of music?
Because LimeWire was lit. It was so much music, and I felt like people
need to created the master to be like, shit, I'm about to hustle. Like, what this shit? It's free for everybody. But I'm about to take this shit.
Not everybody had a computer.
Everybody
didn't have a computer. And not everybody was burning CDs. And I was actually inspired from the DMV, because every time I visited my granddad, he got a fucking bootleg of this movie.
That carry on right there.
And I used to feel like this shit just came out in the movies. How you got this? Like, inspired. So I'm like, I can do the same shit. Dog. So like, I went to school and I would literally sell these mixtapes for $5. And I would tell people to write. I'm like, yo, write at least like 30 songs. Like 30 songs is like enough minutes. People would only write like 5 songs.
30? You told them 30? That's a packed ass. But
then what I would do was I would take the 5 songs that they did. I'd be like, okay, this is the kind of music they like. I would go on LimeWire and I would just put a lot of songs that like were similar. And I would write on the back what they were. And then in school, they'd be like, damn, it's a long time. I'm like, let's check it out.
I ain't
And they'd be like, yo, Bria, the fucking song you put on is fucking fire.
What the fuck is number 7?
I roll in the back.
That DJing shit was in
Like,
there.
It was. I'm saying that's at a young age. Like a lot of people don't see that extra.
I know what they want to hear, even if they don't know.
Bro, literally, I'm like, yo, and especially like your friends, you be like, yo, they gonna fuck with this. Like, they gonna think this shit crank.
See, I know that's what they probably going to when you playing that. I watch this. They don't even know they want to hear this joint.
So you always had like the feel for music because you said Delaware got the sound aspect from kind of all the neighbors around.
So y'all did.
So you know all the good music. Like I said, the house party from. Cause you know, here we kind of, you know, in the DMV area, we kind of segregate shit. Like it might be too West Coasty for us. It might be too New Yorky for us. It might be Baltimore house music. We gotta have some Chirac little drill shit. You know, trap shit. Gotta be a mix of gangster shit. You don't really get a lot of play out here. It ain't really too much.
Yeah,
You get a lot of buildings and.
Did you take the go-go immediately, or did it have to grow on you?
it grew on me. For sure. And the only reason it grew is because I'm gonna tell you why. The only reason I didn't like go-go was because I didn't put like that you could twerk to it because like I said we were two steppers. So it's like ours is do and go-go is
Yeah, it is.
and I'm like I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do. And then Trilla took me to we went to a go-go. Like I've been around it, but I was just still like alright, I'm really starting to hear the influence, instrumentation, originality, like I like this. But then we went to a go-go on my birthday, like this was right before COVID. And then Trilla was throwing ass. And I was like, this is what you do. I understand now. I get it. And since then, I've just been like, I love go-go.
See, I know a lot of like people who were born at a time like you has to grow on.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know something about that because I wasn't in a lot of go-go's, but that's it.
Nah, I heard too much coming up, so I got the phase of not liking it.
They can flip songs and make it sound better than the original.
Mm-hmm.
They know what they do.
The thing that kills her in Trilla, she's like playing original shit for her. She's like, what's this? I'm like, this is the original of the go-go
I thought
song.
they made that
She's
shit.
like, I never heard this.
I thought
I'm
they
like,
made it up.
bro, what? And she's like, I thought this was original song.
Sometimes I don't like it.
Hmm?
I don't like it.
See, why did we
Play the go-go one.
That's
cover better than ever.
Like Pieces of Me. Okay.
Oh yeah,
I love that one.
I mean, that's one.
You like the original?
I like it because
I like the go-go.
Because of the go-go.
I like it because of the go-go song.
Right.
And you were inspired, so
See,
I'm gonna respect you.
I heard the Piece of Me first, and I was like, oh, damn, they did this. This is crazy. That's how my mindset was.
I'm not gonna like that. I ain't gonna lie though, because it is like that sometimes when you do know the song that they remake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, they really fucking that joint up.
But
Like, what do I have with the please excuse my hands? I used to love fucking
Oh,
that.
please excuse my hands right now. Yeah.
So you saying the go-go version? You saying the go-go
What's the
version?
regular version?
Plies,
Oh,
Jamie
yeah.
Foxx,
Mhm.
and somebody. But
He's more entertaining.
DJing, do you think you have a how would you define your style if you could?
like for real, I feel like so my uncle, because his like my grandparents are technically his dad. My grandfather actually was a DJ too in the military. So like my uncle spent a lot of time here. That's where he got all his sneakers from and shit. He just was really stunned every time. He like, Bree, we gotta go to PG. I gotta take you to sneaker store.
Yeah, that's
we
the
gotta
flavor
get like we wasn't getting the sneakers like that in Delaware. So like just him really like coming out here and then him coming back home to Delaware, he just had a different take on like the music. And he never put himself in a box where it was like, I have to play Jersey club music then go-go. Like he really kind of jumped and like saw what like just listen to what sounded good. So like that's how I am. Like I did an internship with a DJ from Bowie State, and I feel like when you intern with a college DJ, because colleges are so mixy, you have to do that. Like you have to do the drill, the go-go, the house, Detroit house music, the Florida, New Orleans, like Atlanta trap music. Like you have to so you can accommodate everybody. But I'm just like, instead of me doing that, I kind of want to just like not accommodate people, but just like really bounce, jump, and put people on new shit, like even minor shit from Delaware, like or even just a flip or a take on other stuff. So like, but what I love the most is underground music, like anything you're not going to hear on the radio. So like I'm a diehard Currency fan, and that has always been my inspiration. Like when I got to college, I'm like, I'm gonna play Currency in the party because people have no idea this could actually kind of crank. Maybe like shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they get the popping, we smoking, we drinking, you just get to realize that, like, damn, I actually kind of like this music because not every vibe always has to be a turned up vibe. Like, I feel like building momentum and curating a certain vibration is like, that's what a DJ does. Like, you set the tone. Like, you don't accommodate people. You play the music that's going to make them feel accommodated, but at the same time, like, learning something new and it's, like, different. Like, so yeah, that's why I was proud of DJing, but I thoroughly love all the underground local music from the DMV in Baltimore.
So one next question for you would be like, your first set. Did you play like underground your first set, or you played the set?
So my first set, I was like DJing off of the DJ I was interning with. He had 2 laptops, he had 2 controllers, so it was like really like his library. And then I got my own shit, and I really downloaded all the shit that I like first, like Currency. And then because I wasn't aware of the crowd, I would go into Dope Boys and I would just download projects. But my only issue was that I would download these whole projects without vetting the projects and hearing what songs are like the most popular. And then I would catch myself playing 20 Young Dolph songs. Because Dolph was dropping like shit.
Yeah.
Fucking 2015, 2017. But I had so much Dolph shit, and I feel like everything I was like, damn, here I go playing Dolph again.
Yep.
Oh, here I am playing Gucci again. Oh, that's a motherfucking thug.
Depends where you at, ain't
I definitely was in. I was at motherfucking I was at EXO Lounge. I was in Peace Lounge right across the street from Howard University. So it was like kind of like it was kind of okay, but at the same time it was strictly trap. And then what made me really dip into the underground was doing shows at Tacoma Station Tavern. That was like my first residency, and that was showcases.
Like, other people live in this culture, goddamn. Yeah. We don't like that. Turn that shit.
I was like, okay, the music cranking. And then from there, when these artists would give me their music to perform, I would just keep it. And then I would play it because I had it. And that's what really was like this segue of like me getting out the trap back to be like, okay, I actually have like some local music from a show I did, and it's just as good. Like, so let me just throw this in rotation.
So you got some underground stuff, like you say, most underground. Have you ever did like a strictly underground show?
Yeah, all the time. So For the DMV is a brand that I made up during COVID. And pretty much like, let's talk about it. So I like was just on Twitter, and I had like interaction with the founder of Made in the DMV about beer, and she just didn't realize what I did then. Like I was managing for Stella, and I was saying how like I was gonna take over beer and music, and she's like, that sounds fire, but baby boomers drink the most beer, and I'm like 60 to 55 to 7-year-old people in DC are not drinking the most beer. Like this is a millennial-based like city right now. Like it's way more younger people and older people in the city, especially consuming alcohol, especially with the nightlife. So I was like, I thank you, I hear you, but your statistics are wrong. And she kind of didn't like that. But like I said, I sent her a video in DMs like, hey, like this is what I do. Like I get paid to raise those statistics. I'm telling you that like we drink the most beer. Black people too. We're just up there, white people with beer.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I mean like. Yeah, absolutely. Like think about like Ustream, just like the Ethiopian business ownership. Yeah. They love beer. So it's really high volume area. So then she tweeted a couple days later. She was like, "Yo, like all the music in the DMV is the same." And I've been doing a lot of local shit, and I already knew like our first engagement was just like not the best one. So instead of me engaging with her, I just tagged like 50 artists. I tagged artists from the DMV, artists in Baltimore. And then, like, from there, it started a war. It started a war that I didn't even know that, like, would affect me to this day. So, like, they're, like, all these other DJs from, like, the radio started coming for me and were like, okay, but where are the hits? Just because your friends make music doesn't mean they're hits. And I'm like, you're a DJ. I don't see you at these local shows. Why are you asking me what the hits are? Like, I'm there. Like, I know what will rock in any setting because I've played it before. You guys are waiting on another crew to get another plaque, and you're not really outside. Like, and you're riding on a momentum cloud. So if a nigga is buzzing or if a homegirl is buzzing, you're gonna try to hop on that wave and try to monetize or capitalize off it instead of being a real DJ and breaking music and saying like, hey, this artist is popping. Like, if y'all got behind every artist like y'all did Crew, just because it was Brent, Golink, Shy Glizzy, if you treat everybody like that, all the songs.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard that song.
They were beat hits, though.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. I wasn't gonna forget. 2 weeks straight, I'm going, you heard the song? He's like, what's that song? I'm like, let's go. Y'all hear that song?
And that go-go, you know, it definitely was like
and Shaggy had a spin on it too. I was like, wow.
Do DJs still have the power to make songs hits?
Oh, for sure. It just...
That's their responsibility.
Oh, that's what
gatekeeping is real.
Take that power away a little bit.
Instead of making hits, we only playing hits.
Yeah.
After they become hits.
Like I say all the time, the DMV can have its own radio station. Okay. With like music rotating. You probably wouldn't hear the same song on a DMV radio station for fucking a month. With all the music that the artists make out here, you could play something different every day. And then on the radio, they're going through the same rotation of mainstream music. That's because they get paid to do that. But we could create an infrastructure here where we got paid to do that too if we had ownership. Like, none of the real niggas that are from the DMV own the local radio stations, because if they did, they would understand how pivotal and how profitable the underground scene is. So like, with that being said, it's just that like, dog, like at the end of the day, like there are so many underground artists in order to really sustain a successful musical infrastructure, even with local shows. Like, but the venues are all white owned and they don't think that we're profitable, so they don't want to book us. And it's just that like, dog, you literally can book a different artist. Like I was saying, the music every day. But back to what I was saying, I started that war and I got blackballed from that. Like saying, I started talking shit. Cause I was just like, what do you mean? Why are you asking me where the hits and saying that my friends don't make good music when I don't see you and you're not even investing in them? So from there, I started coming to them personally. I'm like, you work for the radio. So like, you can't even talk to me. Like you have to talk to somebody and respond and say, hey, why did you get on Twitter and argue with DJing Mafia? You got to delete tweets. You got a brand to protect. But my brand is built off of speaking out and being vocal and being personable. So it's like I don't fear anything and nobody can like go to my boss and be like, DJ Mafia called me a bitch on Twitter. So you was being a bitch. Who you gonna tell?
That comes to kind of the brand thing. Protect somebody else's brand, not invest in your brand or being your brand. So you like, I got it. I probably don't feel personally about it, but shit, now I gotta be like, alright, I apologize for what I said.
Nope.
Got deleted.
I apologize for
shit.
shit.
I just gotta come to work.
You get the paper go. I came here today, apologize, blah 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 blah. Forgive me.
Yo, and that's the thing. Like, if I said something off the wall and if it was like out of line, I would apologize. But like, all I've done is like speak facts. And then every time they tell me to like, yo, you shouldn't say this, you'll get blackballed. Nobody ever says that like what I'm saying is wrong. They just say I shouldn't say that.
You're getting in trouble.
Yeah, but then how I look at it is like, I feel like the perception of what I've been hearing, being in the DMV so long, is that's just the way things are. You know what I'm saying? That's just how people are. But I'm like, how do you expect anything to change if you don't speak up? You just gonna let people walk over you and talk shit and talk down on you and stop opportunities for you if you don't say nothing? Just be like, that's the way it is. Nah. And I feel like me not being from here, I'm not afraid to say something because it's just like, I'm not from here, I'm living here, and I'm realizing that shit's fucked up. And it doesn't have to be fucked up. Like, from a fucking small ass town.
Travel. You got a chance to travel when you're younger, right? Mm-hmm. So for a lot of people, I know, for a lot of people in the DC, Maryland area,
you're so right.
We don't go no fucking way.
You know how many people I talk to?
People come from Cali, Florida, to come visit the monument. I don't even go to the monument.
I'm
giving two shits about it.
I grew up around here, Sea Pleasant.
Okay.
My mama's house. She moved here when I was 9. She turned 32. I didn't really venture outside of Sea Pleasant until like the late 20s.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got my first plane at 28. And then my first flight was to Vegas.
I think for my 27th.
I hate that flight to Vegas.
For my 27th birthday was my first flight. And I only went to Atlanta.
Fuck that. but no, like that's one thing I learned too. Like I used to date this nigga that was from Southeast, and like even going to like gallery, like I was bartending. Like every day I had money, so I'm like, yeah, let's fucking go to bars, let's get on bikes and shit. This is where the scooters.
Oh, you sticking a bike in niggas like?
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, let's go to Capitol Bike Chair. Let's fucking. I'm like, yeah, let's drive down gallery, Chinatown, like. Let's fucking go play pool and go to fucking Ultra Bar, fucking Penn Social and shit.
You know all this
he's
shit.
Like, yo, bro, he's like.
I'm trying to think of that now.
Penn Social,
Social lit.
You can fucking
bro, I love their basement go dummy.
I forgot the damn name.
Huge in there. Hell yeah. Cause I worked at Pincourt Sports Tap Room, which is like this like big sports bar. And, like we need to pray, yo. So every day I'm like, he wasn't even 21. He turned 21 like a couple months after we were dating. After he turned 21, I was like, we outside. I'm trying to get out work. He was just like, Bria, I ain't never out from Southeast. I ain't never. I'm like, how, bro?
Because I was on the block.
Literally, yeah. Like, we right here.
In that kind of going like that, it's like if I leave the block, I might not be safe because it's my block.
No,
I might go to another block and get my ass knocked
I
off.
understand now.
After the block, I was at work.
Yeah.
So I just didn't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
but no, I definitely understand. Like niggas didn't, travel, so their mindset is what it is when it comes to shit being the way it is.
Never seen
shit. Fuck that. Yeah. It's not the good. It's not the good mindset. That I realized that when I got older. But speaking of that, DJing does like I know you. Do you be traveling a little bit? Does that affect your personal life? You being so busy. What do you have a personal life?
I mean, sometimes, like, when I travel, I feel like the longest I really traveled was, we went to California a couple years ago during COVID to do a show. We were actually just going out there because we were just going out there. And then Only Vibes decided to throw a show the same time we were there. We were there for, like, 10 days.
It's long vacation.
It was great, though. It was great, though, because we were able to smoke in our Airbnb, and we brought all our studio equipment. So we were just in there recording every day. Like, literally, like, just going out, we weren't doing the basic tour shit. We got a little bit. But, like, it was just really dope to just, like, be in a different state, different environment, like, make music. And then, like, a couple weeks ago, I was in New York for Afropunk. Then I DJ'd a gig that happened during New York Fashion Week, but I wasn't in New York Fashion Week. And I was like, while I'm there, I might as well throw a party. So I threw a party on Saturday. And I was there for 5 days. But like when I normally do travel for these shows, I normally don't stay. Like I just go for a day and then like come right back. Like those are the two rare times I'm like, oh, I'm gonna stay for a couple days. But like I feel like it kind of doesn't affect my personal life because I have a personal life, but like I'm really more sit around work. Like, I'd rather work. I don't know. Like,
you organize it? Because you sound like you organize your time, prioritize what you need to do. So you kind of balance it. I gotta do this.
She said she liked to work, so I guess you just need. If you dealing with anybody, you gotta be understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I just, I went through a phase where I felt like I kind of was just like at a standstill a little bit. But it's like I work so much better alone, and I feel like I can make better decisions for my career without thinking like, not to say I'm not thinking of somebody in mind when I do make the decisions, but it's just easier for me to do things without somebody saying like a what if or like,
putting
just
pressure on it.
Get a little bit of pressure.
No,
I like the no pressure moves, like totally like no pressure moves. So it and then also all of the people in my personal life do what I do. Charlotte does the same thing. Fucking my roommate Mark fucking is a festival ass nigga. Like he goes to all the festivals. He loves music and he's a fashion designer, graphic designer, like artist, just straight creative. So like all, I'm at that point in time in life where it's like if I don't have relationships that are like fulfilling to me personally, why are we friends? Like we millennials as fuck. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if we're really not creating community, creating a village, why are we spending time?
Be around people with the same mindset.
Yeah, dog, I don't want to fucking turn up with you every fucking week and not do shit and just come smash me. No, bitch. I can't stand niggas be like, let's hang out. What you want to do? Are we creating anything? Are we
forming ideas while we hanging out?
Come on, dog. I don't want to just kick it.
That's why when we go out, we bring out cameras and we record some. We're gonna post the pictures. I'm gonna do a video recap.
Yeah.
So even if you do have fun, it's business.
Yeah, you can do both. I'm just.
A lot of people don't know how to balance it.
Mm-hmm.
Balance that. somebody we just interviewed, he was just talking about his cameraman. He want to be in front of the camera all the time.
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
like
worried about
camera.
record.
Speaking of that,
You got tired of recording, like, shit, I'm record us. We together.
He told somebody, oh, get us, bro.
Get us, bro.
speaking of that, that's how I feel like about like some DJs. I feel like that's the difference that you could distinguish against certain DJs. Like some DJs are just cute, you know what I'm saying? Like they want to be on the mic and they want to be seen. I won't even look at you if you make videos of me and take pictures of me. Like I love off guards. That's why all my faces be like. When I'm taking pictures, I never pose for the camera, like, and I kind of try my best not to look at the camera because I'm not look at me. I'm like, bitch, I got this fucking practice transition. I'm not paying attention to you right now.
Stay in my zone.
All right.
How do you feel like? Cause I just quoted this the other day about like DJs hitting play on YouTube, walking off.
Wait, what happened?
Like hitting play on YouTube, already a mix on YouTube. They got they play it, and then they go to the bar and you hear the ad come on. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
All right, so I will do that, but not YouTube.
Okay.
I will take a mix of like one of like my DJ homies.
Yeah, but I heard the YouTube mix. Like, you touch that DJ, it's not even DJ name.
And then also, it also takes like a lot of like practice. Like sometimes people will make requests, and it really depends on requests. So like some DJs are able to put their music on like Serato, whatever, maybe record box. Make sure they have that transition planned, and then like they are able to get on the internet if they have access to it. And I'll get into that and like download the song and like are able to put it in.
Do it.
Yeah, but like a lot of people think that like with DJing, and that's why some DJs do that on YouTube because they are not able to download the music in time. Because in order to spin it, like cue it, scratch it, rewind it, whatever, you have to physically download the music first, and then you have to put it into this application in Serato, and then you can DJ off it. Like a lot of people think that like as a DJ you just have this worldwide like LimeWire. They just think I can just LimeWire.
Type in play the music.
Yeah, hey, I got this request. Can you play this? And then if I like search it on my Serato and I don't have it, that means that I have to go on the internet, or I have to make sure I'm connected to the internet. Because like sometimes your Serato can connect to iTunes and SoundCloud and Tidal. But I don't like the DJ off those because you can't record it. Like, you can record everything you DJ off of Serato, but if you're using a third-party streaming source to play the music, it won't record it because of the copyright.
Oh, yes, you got the copyright issues. Yeah.
Yep. So, like, like me, I'm actually able to, like, somebody can ask a request, and I'll use my hotspot on my phone. I'll get on, like, SoundCloud, go on YouTube, or even go on BPM Supreme, which is, like, record pool that I use. Try to download music as soon as possible, put it in my Serato, and then, like, play it.
Alright, so let's stick into like requests. Do you like taking requests? I met a couple DJs. They got stories like, I don't mind it, but don't come and fuck with my vibe tone. Can I get this song? It's not don't even fit the momentum. But I also seen people go save a DJ from playing shit that people ain't partying to. And they go like, oh, play this, and they play that song. The whole club get up. You know what I'm saying? So how you feel about that?
Okay, so it really depends, and usually you can always tell by the energy and how they come up. Like, I hate a person that takes the phone and like rings the
Hey, you see this? Look at this!
on their forehead.
Google this motherfucker here.
I'm more like a person that will literally like, I'm like, hey, how are you? You're fucking killing it, bro. Like, you're
Do you mind
amazing.
playing this for me next?
Like,
Not right now, but
it's
next.
my girl's birthday. You know, like one time I was
Yeah.
at Ian and I was cranking, and this girl was like, they want to hear Jocelyn's "Do It Like It's My B-Day," and I was like, okay, that's not bad when it's somebody's birthday. And like, it just took me a minute to get to it. Like, you gonna play? I'm like, girl, I got you. And I finally played it. It was just like dummy.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. But the people who make the best requests are the fucking kids, bro. Dog. I don't know if y'all seen that viral video. I had a viral video on Twitter from this event that I DJ'd at this school in Baltimore for Earth Day. And like, I don't know my phone is, but anyway, I'll just explain it. Like, I played like Uzi, and they were just like going crazy. I played Travis Scott Sickle Mode, and then like, I'm not really a fan of NBA YoungBoy, but they have made me a fan of NBA.
I love him. I ain't a fan at first. I love him now.
I kind of love NBA right now. So I'm just DJing, and they go, yeah, can you play NBA YoungBoy Right Foot Creep?
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, okay,
Okay, so-
I don't even know what it is, but right.
I played that shit.
Mosh pit.
It fucking went crazy.
Mosh
And now they want to hear drill music and the hips music. And then I DJ'd a school in DC, and they were like, can you play Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal? I'm like, yo, what?
Really?
Were you even born when you died, bruh?
That's kind of good.
Like, no,
That's
really.
not why I saw that question go.
That was like 2009, 2010, right?
Yeah, you was
Nah,
Bro, these kids was not born.
The tens.
They were not born, like, and I'm just like, yo. So it's just really cool to see a generation of kids like see that, like, feel the way that we feel about Michael Jackson. So I'm like, he's teaching me.
Timeless music, timeless
I mean,
music.
you know
Bro,
the
they
same
love
thing.
Michael
You
Jackson,
know the
and
same
they were
thing
doing
we
the
heard
dance.
our parents playing shit.
Bro, they was doing the. Hey, are you okay? I was like, yo, this is crazy.
I'm so fried, I'm about to fuck it up.
I don't know, my son probably here. That's playing a whole bunch of wild shit.
Bro, the youth, like, that's my favorite generation right now. I'll be honest. Like, I really thought, I'm like, damn, the world's fucked up. I'm like, the kids, like, my little brother will be, Juju was born in 2009. He'll be 13 this year. My sister's 23. My sister is really in that, like, really gassy generation of, like, school. They don't really know, bruh. Like,
She like in the,
College
it's
information.
probably like the Delaware, the age shit. She can get shit from all around.
dog, she's in Jersey right now with her dad. Like, she's doing, like, community college and she works part-time. Like, she's a boss. Like, she's always gonna make money, but, like, she's in a sticky phase where it's just like, you know, like,
Trying to figure it out.
yeah. And then my little brother, 13 years old, the 9-year-olds,
Yeah,
the
really trying to figure it
16-year-olds are my favorite, though. Like, they're trying to figure it out, but they kind of low-key got figured out.
You know.
They think shit fucked up.
Okay, so that's where you don't know you trying to figure it out. I got it all figured out.
Like,
Yeah.
my brother's like, fuck school, I want to go straight in real estate.
See, I got it all figured out.
Yeah, I'm like, if that's what you want to do, we can do that. Like, that's
My
something we
son
can do.
said she he 11 years old. I'm on YouTube channel. I'm like,
Okay, yeah. All the
that's a
kids
wave
want
though.
that.
That's a wave though.
It is.
I done seen the
All
money
kids
come
want
from kids. I'm like, you watch the other kids play with toys? What the fuck is
that. What he
wrong
want to
with
do
you?
though? What he want to do?
Put in front of the camera and live his life. Like
Figure
everybody
it
else.
out.
You some real DC shit with him, bro.
Yeah.
Man.
Cut the camera on, roll it, and cut everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna live my life. My life is exciting. I know people like it.
Yeah, the youth though, like, they got it. They have the best requests. Like,
Do you document your time, your nights out, and things like that?
except for last night, I'm so blown. Last night,
That was one of the
First
needed
off-
to be documented.
I fucking, and I'll be honest, like, I not purposely, but my mindset is that, like, if I have a gig and it's like not my full rate, I'll be late. I'm gonna hold you. So,
I mean, you getting paid for your time. I don't think it's not.
Yeah.
It's not paying for
and
your time.
it'd really be like 20 minutes or something. I'll be down the street. So anyway, like, I was at this concert at 9:30 Club, and I was like, man, I got shrooms. So
Oh, I got this from yesterday.
I did shrooms. Yeah,
For the first
yesterday.
time.
For the first time,
Shit.
it's so great.
This float, not this float. But
I've only
I
done one.
I've been asleep at, like, it was great.
just went to 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
I woke up at
sleeping
8. It was like,
I want to do some more.
yeah, so, I have some. So,
I was cooked. Man, that's
I'm gonna talk about that on camera.
yeah. So I was like, man, this is great. Like, alright. So I got there, I was tripping like shit. And like, DJing, people be having like house equipment. But I'm in that, like, I don't mind, I'm gonna say I don't mind CDJs, which are like your typical house equipment for venues. I really rather use
what's
my
that?
lane.
Can't bring it down. Put it on now.
So for a CDJ is almost like a turntable vinyl, but
It's like the little
it's a
box.
CD. Yeah. So it's typically like you put a CD in and you're kind of DJing off a CD instead of DJing off a vinyl record.
Oh, I got kind of
Yeah,
old
so
school
you,
style.
yep, so you put this CD in, that's why it's called a CDJ. But if you plug it up into your computer, then there's a mixer, and this mixer is kind of like a board where like.
That's how I've seen live. You just
Yep.
got a laptop on the board right there.
Mm-hmm. And then it has like buttons and it has like little filters and shit. Or you can have like one big ass controller, which is all those things in one. Like the CDJs are all separate, so it's just like a CDJ turntable, the mixer, that's the second thing, and then another CDJ. So it's 3 things total. But a controller literally has all those things in one.
Okay.
So like I have a Rain 1, which is a controller, and I was fried. I'm not gonna hold you. I was tweaking. And when I'm not able to get the settings right, because you know certain DJs tweak so that they have certain transitions. I don't like hard transitions. I really like to move the lever right in the middle where the volumes are the same, the fader is the same, or it's just like a gradual transition, and the settings just weren't right yesterday. So every time I was trying to transition to a song, as soon as I moved the fader, it was just like really loud. Like I wasn't able to adjust it. So I'm up there getting frustrated, and they left me by myself. Like there was like no sound guy.
So could that be the engineering part? Engineering, I'm pretty sure engineering fix that.
So that's the thing. Like a lot of the bars and restaurants in DC that don't have engineers. Like only the venues have engineers. Like Songbird, Union Stage, DC9. You know, like those are venues that
It's
have.
expensive though. Having an engineer.
Yeah, I'm saying
Who does?
You know that having an engineer is expensive.
It's so crazy because like
I don't watch them trip out.
I would offer that service to a lot of bars and restaurants in DC without even taxing. Just give me free drinks and free food or something.
They're probably just still thinking you might.
I've seen people lose like from a person looking out. This is me watching because I work the club for security, so I've seen both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. Just the engineer tell DJ, don't have this person in bed, don't have this person in bed, don't have this person in bed, and if you do, they might get knocked us over. Then we're on like 20,000 real quick because they're friend bullshit. You working, you probably doing your job, but it might be who you bringing up there. You might fuck all this shit up.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble.
There was definitely some shit like liquid on the damn control from your safe. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's just that like I look at it is that like I think that you know like there should be somebody there to be like, hey, if you want to adjust this and make it sound like this is what you should do. Like, and I think that like when you work with other entities and businesses and they do that, and then you come to a place like this and they don't do that, you get a little frustrated. I was definitely frustrated. I'm just like, damn, like I just came from a gig where I got paid like a lot of money, like professional, like somebody helped me hook up everything, or somebody there present, even though I did all the sound, somebody to back me up. And I'm just like, damn. So like,
yeah, that team mindset. If I look bad, we all look bad.
Yeah. So I thought the shit was ass. I hated that set so bad. Like I was like, I need my controller. And then by the, I wouldn't say that, but like I feel like you just as a
you was
DJ,
giving people the less they deserve.
But like you just know like your style. Like you just know it's not your.
It's not to my standard.
Yeah, like it just wasn't me because it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I want my controller. And when I got my controller, I was just like, fuck, I don't even want DJ anymore. Everybody that saw me were like, I fucking loved your set. And I'm tripping big balls off this room.
Fucking liar!
Literally on my story. I'm like, stop fucking lying to me. I told every person that told me last night, I was like, I want to fight you right now. Like, stop fucking lying to me. And then I went through it this morning and I looked at the songs and I was like,
not bad.
I was like, okay, damn. I was like, kind of got really mixy. Yeah. I was like, okay, I just didn't like the transitions. The song selection was superb. Yeah. It was superb.
It was just the transition.
It's just the transitions.
The equipment.
So, yeah, like, fuck them CDJs, bro. I always want to DJ off my own shit. I feel like that's what's like most comfortable. Like, if I have to, if I absolutely have to DJ off their shit, they prefer it, I will. But at the same time, just have somebody like help me. Like,
I'm about to say, cause I asked Trilly when she was here like the question last time. You have people carrying your shit?
Fuck no.
Y'all strong.
Yeah.
I seen how people like, that's some heavy shit.
We come from strong. We had pole dance and shit carrying that motherfucker.
Yo, I was like, the strongest.
I know I asked if this need help.
They the strongest. She said, I got it. They got the upper body strength, so.
Whole body strength.
Shit. Yeah. Fuck. I think like it work in the beer industry and kegs are like heavy as fuck. And sometimes I'd have to load kegs by myself in my work truck. So that definitely is like giving me momentum. Like my kicks now is probably like 50 plus pounds. And I carry that shit around like it's probably 10. He was like, you need help? I'm like, sure. And they take it. And they're like, damn, this shit heavy as fuck.
Help me. Let's do this together.
Like, nope, I roll that hole like I did. Shit.
So like, you done a couple of venues in the city and other places, right? So what was one of your best ones you done? Like, can you name a state or a place you done? Like this shit right here gonna make me keep going no matter what. This is the best one.
Alright, so probably I wouldn't say the best, but I feel like this was like super cool. So the Larry June show, like Larry June had announced his tour and like maybe in like September, I was like, I'm about to manifest opening up for Larry June's tour. I just tweeted it. And then I emailed his management and then like I didn't get a response. And then I emailed him again maybe, and I just started like stalking his Instagram. Like, hey, did you get my email? Like, I just in the comments like, hey, like
never give up.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to open up your Silver Spring show, and that was the first show. It was November 1st of last year. It was the first show of the tour, and so no response. And then like I went to St. Next, and Vivid Dope, this photographer, videographer. That's my birthday, 20, the same birthday, December 27th. He came to me, he was like, Larry June is here right now, bro. I was like, what? He's like, Larry June is right here with his team right now. You know what to fucking do. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, bro, look. Bro, Larry June was at that fucking.
I know why you're waiting for the opportunity.
But he came for me. Like, I could not do it.
Stop playing.
So I looked to my right and I was like, oh, shit, he ain't here. So I went over there and I had stickers on me. I had my DJing off the stickers. I was like, hey, my name's Bree. I was like, I'm not sure if you got my emails. I'm trying to open up for your show tomorrow. He's like, yo, I've been seeing you. This is my manager. Like, talk to my manager. Blah, blah.
That's one thing I don't like. No, I don't like about it. Like, one thing artists do is they talk to my manager like, you like me. Tell the nigga you like me.
Like, sometimes, so I'm going to tell you why, like, this call went through so many people. Like, there's so many cool groups. Like, so management, they were cool. I gave him a sticker. He was like, I'm here to up tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. Send me a mix. So I have a whole mix series where I have, like, Larry June Currency featuring every one. So I sent them one of those. And then the next morning, I was like, hey, nice meeting y'all. Like, any updates? They're like, sorry, but unfortunately, the tour manager wants to stick with, like, the normal show. So I was like, I literally all morning before I text him planned this whole crate for the show. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck him up with this one. I can't wait. So then I was like, oh, I'm blown. And I was like, I can't take no for an answer. I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna mob in Silver Spring. Mind you, the show was sold out. I didn't buy a ticket. I didn't have a ticket. So I was just gonna go to the door, just like try to finesse my way in. But I was like, I'm just gonna probably be the first one in. And I'm gonna bring my DJ equipment with me. So I'm in Silver Spring at like 1. I photoshopped me a COVID test. I print that shit out of FedEx. I'm like, okay, killed me some time. And then I'm just sitting in the car at like 2 o'clock. And then I'm like, sitting here until the park is free. Just in my car chilling. I was like, I'm about to get on live. So I was like, yeah, y'all, like, they told me that I can't DJ Larry June show, but I'm not taking no for an answer. Like, I just feel it in my spirit. Like, I should just keep trying. Like, whatever. Then as I'm on live, I got a phone call from Nature Boy, and like, you see me on live. Like,
you see me look at your shit, and you see me.
I don't know if he was in there.
He probably walked that shit like.
No, I don't think he was. I'm gonna tell you why, because he's affiliated with the film. Like, they always hit him up for shit.
Oh, okay.
So like, I was in the live just like, I'm not taking no for answer. Like, this bullshit. And then like, you see me just like squint, and I like tap the phone, and Nature Boy was like, first, and he's like, where you at right now? I was like, I'm in Silver Spring, posted in front of Fillmore. He was like, they need an opener for Larry June. I was like, I'm fucking here. I'm here. Like, I'm here. Yeah, I was like, I'm outside.
I'm turning like 20 minutes late.
He's like, pull up to the back. I'm like, bet. Pull up to the back, and that was it. And like, all my niggas was in there. So like, after I was done DJing, I had like 20 notifications like, Bree fucking did this shit. She been tweeting about this shit. Like, you're fucking posting in. So that's probably the best one. And then like, to this day, like, I'll randomly be in live and I'll get a comment like, I remember you from the Larry June show. Who's cranking? Like, everybody always says about me. They always remember from the Larry June show.
And that's something you wanted.
Right?
That's something you wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like, you want it, you manifest it.
Yeah.
And so you was taking no for an answer.
That's a great.
Yeah. So like, that's probably the one, especially like memorable to people who didn't know me. But the crazy part about that is my SoundCloud at the time was booming. Like, I had a really successful run with my for the TV mixes, and I started this series called Intention, which I made off of like this business personal relationship I was in, and it's just like, I just didn't understand the intent of this person. Like, is this personal? Do you want to use me for the resources? Are we really fucking cool? I was like,
what?
I'm like, who said that? Like,
you fucking quoting me.
I'm freestyling.
I didn't hear that.
I'm like, I'm freestyling, but I don't think I'm rapping. So like, I tweeted it, and I'm like, why is it a rumor back home in Delaware that I'm a rapper now? And I tweeted that back in like 2011, 2012. And then hanging out with Trilla, she's just always self-recording, like always in the studio. And then like one day, one of our homegirls asked me to like hop on the track, and I was like, all right, this is cool. And that verse is pretty fire. So niggas like, oh, you're like, you're natural. Like, okay. So then like, I've only made songs with Trilla, Mark, and Static around. So like, I kept that going. I'm like, okay, I'll only get in the studio if I have these people around me.
The energies.
Yeah, like, it's like I trust them. They'll tell me like, hey, the ad-libs, hey, I think you should do this. Like, I kind of need that. But like, I was in the studio with my homeboy Haku, because he played this like 3-6 Mafia, like, kind of beat. He had been playing for me, like, I was pulling up
some
this
crunk shit.
Yeah, and then like, yo, you had been drinking, and I was just like, yo, I think I'm
feeling mighty aggressive.
So I was like, I think I'm going to do it. So we did that song together, and then that kind of inspired me. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I could do it. So then literally 9 o'clock in the morning, like a week ago, just on a random Monday, like I'd be drunk and I'm like, you thought I was feeling you? And I was like, that nigga a bitch. I'm like, talk about a munch. And then my man's was like, you should make this a remix. And then I run a recording studio out my second bedroom in Baltimore. So Notorious Nick and Ronan are the head engineers in there. So OGB was like, you should make the remix. And I was like, let me call Nick. So I texted Nick and I was like, are you pulling up to the studio today? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there around like 4. I'm like, I bet. Like, I'm trying to record something real quick. And like how I look at it is like, Nick pays me rent for the studio. I just take my studio time out the rent if he does work for me. So like, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. He's like, I'm actually gonna be there at 2. I was like, I bet. So I was like, I want to do a freestyle of this. I was like, I don't know if you can strip this instrumental to this Munch song, but if you can, I want you to take it, but then I want you to make it into a Jersey or Baltimore club beat. And that's what he did. Like, he took the, and then he just put those drums in. And then I was like, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga bitch. Lionel's dick, that nigga ain't shit. Broke 4 pounds, that nigga lick like. I feel like we should talk about normal shit in 2022.
Straight distant, nigga.
Because they're pretty normal things for bitches in it.
It fits with the
Straight
it
distant.
fits with the way that the songs that the ladies are making. You know that. Fuck these, not necessarily fuck these niggas, but fuck these niggas
No,
who ain't about shit.
Right.
Not fuck all these
The
niggas.
lion broke ones.
Not fuck all these niggas, but fuck them.
That's the same way niggas did the FNF drink. The fuck nigga free freestyle.
Well, niggas took that person.
They did, but they said,
I never
right,
took it personally.
they took it way too far, you know? I was like, they could have had that one.
The reason why some niggas probably took the person because they probably got that song played and sung in their face.
They did.
Oh yeah, someone definitely.
In the college, you want to know my face on?
I bet this.
Some nigga feelings definitely got hurt.
He said, hey, bro, what you doing? I'm like, I'm about to come through. Same thing, I'm about to record this shit.
There's 2 girls. She said she fuck nigga free.
Yeah. Why you laugh for Twitter, bitch? I could just open your house.
Yeah, songs work the same way for both sexes, man.
Yeah. So yeah, just like literally just wrote that off of the tweet and just got inspired and like made this whole song.
Why you wrote it?
So I kind of like I freestyled it really for real.
Yeah,
Like, and then I put it
Then
down.
write
I was
down
just
what
like,
you
I was feeling you, that nigga a bitch.
That's just freestyle to me these days.
Yeah.
Cause niggas punching. You know,
I definitely was punching the whole time. Like
niggas punching.
I definitely punching. Yeah, so like that's how the whole music thing started. And it's not like full time for me. That's so fun. Like I just think that
It's not like you get paid for it, but it's not a job.
I would never want to get paid for music.
You what?
What?
I get paid to DJ.
Damn. Okay.
So what?
Oh, boo. I'm like the same question I asked Triller, right?
Okay.
What if one would take off first? What if your music would take off first?
And everybody keeps
Y'all
saying
do the
that.
same shit.
But everybody keeps saying
You
that.
can't control
You can't.
I can't.
everybody else.
Everybody's like, yo, Bree, what's gonna happen is you're gonna blow up as a
Somebody's gonna blow
rapper.
one. You like someone gonna blow up first.
And I'm like, alright, well, this is the thing. Alright, well, this is the thing about it though. If I do blow up as a rapper, the Munch Freestyle is my only single. It's the only song I ever have me by myself. I probably got like 7 unreleased songs right now, and they're all features. So if I blow up, niggas blow up with me. I can't perform without Trilla. I can't perform.
I done heard some songs with Drake on it, and I hadn't heard the artist without Drake. Like I heard Drake without the artist. It'll be this.
No,
Yeah, for real.
I wouldn't do no whack shit. I feel like because
It's not you control it. It's the
not
people.
you. You can't control it.
Your man verse might be some shit. I don't want to hear your verse.
No, the verse
I'm
might not
telling
even be some shit.
everybody
It's just
fired.
everybody might be drawn to you.
Yeah.
True.
It's
You
not
might be the
that's-
artist.
It's not that that's bad. It's just that you are that.
well, I feel like if you gonna be drawing me, you gonna be drawing to niggas got features with. 'Cause I don't just do features with anybody.
Look, I like NSYNC. I like Drew Hill. I like Timberlake. I like Cisco. I'm just saying though, like no, we the white person first though. I was the white people first. NSYNC, then Drew Hill.
Reverse racism.
Reverse racism.
I was not trying to go Drew Hill first, but everybody knew Drew Hill.
Should've. Baltimore.
When Cisco went solo, it was still Cisco. I didn't care who was singing the background.
Baltimore lit like that.
Oh shit, I'm lit.
She
Oh.
lit.
I fucking love Baltimore.
I really only know mostly about Baltimore through the wire.
Yeah, through the
And I
wires.
feel, you wanna know what's crazy?
I've been down
I've never
there.
seen The Wire.
That's crazy. That's really
Like
cool.
an episode.
You seen it outside?
I'm actually traumatized. I don't even.
Oh, but okay, probably because
It's
you.
not-
Yeah, we could do
Alright, I'm gonna get
I
very.
probably seen some clips.
I'm gonna get personal. Like, I'm actually low key traumatized to The Wire because like the first time I ever stayed on a college campus, like I was at this nigga's dorm. And like I was just like, yo, I shouldn't be here. Like this is wild. And he was just like really trying to give me like cuddle and like chill. And he like turned the wire. He's like, let's watch The Wire. And I just was so like, I don't want to be here that I couldn't pay attention to it. So like
she got PTSD.
But now when I think The Wire, it reminds me of this weird ass nigga in his dorm telling me like, let's watch The Wire.
Turn the wire on with a girl I'm trying to chill with.
I'm gonna turn some horror movies so she could chill with me or some comedy.
I feel like
I was definitely like, what's going on?
I feel like if we're watching The Wire with you, we live together.
Yeah. It's not serious.
But we was in one of them college dorms with the twin bed, and my homegirl was with his roommate right there. And I'm like,
inside a college dorm.
I'm like, I don't want to be here, like, at all. This is mad weird.
Everybody's here.
Everybody's here. We want to watch The Wire.
I've never been in a college dorm.
Really?
Nah.
I have. But I ain't gonna be in college yet.
I've never been in either.
I have. I've been in college on campuses and some more shit. I ain't in college.
That was a war.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, but Baltimore's lit, though. I love Baltimore. Culture is so amazing. The people are amazing.
I don't know. My favorite song from Baltimore is The Percolator.
Hey, yo.
I dance all day.
I'm fucking weak. It's time for percolator.
You got great music, great shit like that. Yeah, it's my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This shit bop. This shit will never get old.
Come on.
Yeah.
They still love that fucking song till this day.
Yeah, I love Baltimore.
Yeah, no, it's just this area, like, you know what I'm saying, with DJs, I feel like it's always the bad thing. You know what I'm saying? If we all come together, we all can eat, but everybody don't think they eat as good in their mindset. I'm like, you eating instead of starving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can eat together and not just like, this nigga rich, I'm starving, I gotta take him out. And you take up, but you ain't sharing shit.
No.
Yeah.
That's the point. Like, everything I do is like it's just a connection or extension. Or like, how can I share and utilize my resources? Like, going back to for the DMV and like how that started, I'm just like, I'm not from here, so what can I do for this community? So that's why it's called like for the DMV. As a DJ, I'm like, what can we do during COVID? And the whole radio was a big thing. Like, having, 15 to 30 seconds of a song being played on the radio that's really not digestible for any consumer. Like, how's somebody really gonna be able to tell if they like the song? You don't even get to hear the break, the hook, you just cannot consume that little amount of art, like, for it to be solidified. So I was like, what can I do? So like, okay, I'm a DJ. I just get everybody to send me a bunch of songs, and then I'll make, just like I was making the CDs, I'll make mixes that are cohesively, aesthetically pleasing, like what mixes, what sounds good. And then like, people are like, oh my God, I love this song. Oh, this, that, and third. So then like, you want to, all these artists or these curators and tastemakers, like, okay, where are the hits? I drop that to be like, okay, here, you now have the opportunity to listen to this and see what you think has potential to be a hit as somebody that's on radio. But have any of them ever taken the time? Like, they're so mad at me and what I said that now they don't even want to digest my art.
No, we went through that same thing. Like I said, that's when we laughed. We were like, I hate your email. You didn't say shit. I hate your email then. You ain't trying to respond, but then respond, how I probably would like. That's the person like, hey, remember me? Like, oh, I remember you. I'm like, you do remember me. You open the shit up and you've seen everything.
Right.
But for you to see me in person, might have hit your mind like, oh, shit, you really out here. You really out in the streets. You really mingling.
People do that to me all the time, and that's really one of my pet peeves. Like, I'll see everyone who watches my story or engages in some way, shape, or form, or we follow each other, and then like, what I don't like is they'll take like a person and introduce us. They're like, yeah, this DJ Mafia, and they're like, oh yeah, yo, I follow you, I love what you do. Okay, well, would you love what I did without man's giving the cosign? When you came to me and been like, I love what you do, you don't even show me love on social media when I do post shit, but your man's give me the cosign, and now you want to be like, I see you keep doing what you do. You doing great things. Like, shut the fuck up.
I just had that the other day. Ran into somebody who's an artist. They didn't even remember who I was. I'm like, but I just sat here and talked to you personally in my own home.
Come on, dog.
They even asked to put them on with something.
I'm like, what? I offered you all this already. Took pictures, and they say, sometimes like, I already got all this information. I'm going to send it to you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know who I am. I don't know who you is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I understand people don't.
They were just asking for something, though. That's the awesome
thing.
You were asking for something before you seen it.
You seen that. didn't recognize us.
Nah, that shit be blowing shit at me. Like, don't be fake. You see what the fuck got going on.
But like that go back to the point when you were saying like people like I feel like for DJs who really invest to an artist, like you know what I'm saying, like I see a couple of DJs doing it, but like DJ Sissy been doing it and like P Stu and everybody with industry like they've been really putting up for artists in the city. You know what I'm saying? They really do this shit every day, no matter who, every week, no matter who come out. So that's like really putting on for your city.
Yeah.
So the day that person breaks, and if the person, to me, like if that person really considered humble and like the greatest person ever, bro, if you break my record, like say you break my record, I'll come back for you. You my DJ on tour. You don't have to bro shit. Like fuck that. You my DJ now. Like you broke it. I know for sure you broke it. You played it every time you was out. You did that. You supported me. You played that shit. Yeah. You got the buzz going for me.
You have artists like that?
So the only group that I officially DJ for is this group called Cypher Click back home in Delaware. Okay, cool. And I like do that intentionally so that that's always homegrown. That like officially it's gotta be like I've been fucking with them since like 8th grade.
They rap?
They rap, yeah. And they're like super like.
What would their sound be like similar to if you can describe it to another?
I would do like a De La Soul kind of Tribe Called Quest, like. You know, kind of like it's a cipher. Like it's they
rap.
all have it. Yeah, it's rap. It's literally hip hop. It's literally hip hop. And they've opened up for like Eric B. and Rakim, Ja Rule, KRS One. You know what I'm saying? They went on tour with Mac Miller. Like they're fucking fire. Mm-hmm. So that's the only group I officially DJ for. But then there's so many artists that I always DJ for. Like I DJ for Zariah, Afropunk. Then BDX, then Don just hit me up recently and was like, yo, everything I do, I want you to spin for me. I always do shit with JD the Junior, who I've been working with for years now. You know, like, and that's my thing. Like, cause DJing, like I said, like after doing the community shit, like family shit, I went to showcases, and a lot of artists like know me from showcases. Like, every case for my set, like absolutely, like for sure. So, yeah, like I don't. That's Cyberclick's the only group I DJ for, and I DJ for like a lot of artists. Like I probably DJ for over like 500 artists in DMV and Baltimore.
Right. So who's your biggest artist DJing for?
Who? What? Sorry? What? You said that so fast.
I stumbled.
Who? What?
Who's the biggest artist you have DJ for?
Local wise or
no,
like?
You know where I'm DJing. You could been. It could have been in the same building. You probably would have set before, but like, who has the closest, biggest artist probably been to? Like, damn, a DJ.
It's a Currency show. I DJ both of Currency's sold out shows. There's one in New York and there's one in DC, and that's my favorite artist in the whole world.
So Trill just said she did that. One for him too.
Yeah, Trill was at that show with me. So.
How'd that come about? How'd that feel? You say your
favorite artist, and you got a DJ for him.
I feel like, no, hold you, like kind of like in the making, cause my 20th birthday, I just moved back with my grandparents. And they're like, yeah, we're going to go to New Orleans 2 days after Christmas. That's my birthday. I'm like, I bet. So I'm spending my birthday in New Orleans. Then I get there and I learn that, like, you can be, like, as long as you're an adult, you can drink in New Orleans. So you don't have to be 21. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can smoke tobacco indoors still. Like,
how? Is there a cap on it? 80?
No, she said as long as you're
an
adult.
I think it's like, I think you just have to be like 13 or 14.
Alright, no, I'm going to say no. That's not my
It ain't nothing too crazy.
You got to be a minimum.
Yeah, it ain't nothing too crazy.
Pick it.
Yeah, but like, nah, you
nigga, boom, sit down.
Yeah, bro.
Yep. As long as you with somebody that's over 21. So, then he had just started doing Gel Lounge, which is like his little residency at the House of Blues every Wednesday night, where it's like a party and it's chill. And so my birthday was on a Thursday. So that means my birthday hit at midnight. Mm. So I'm like, we're going to New Orleans. Like, I wonder how far we are from Jet Lounge. I asked my grandparents. I'm like, hey. I was like, can I go to Jet Lounge? Like, my favorite artist does a show here. They're like, yeah, like your aunt will just go with you. My aunt's only 7 years older than me. So she was like, I'm down. It's whatever. So I forget what hotel we were staying at. But I fucking Googled. I'm like, hopefully it's close. But I was that shit right behind us. I walked there.
Walk around the corner. Oh, shit.
So my aunt and my cousin and I walked there, and I gave them there, and I'm like, yeah, my birthday is in 3 hours. Like, it's about to be lit. So I was drinking in school. I wasn't really drinking, but I was listening to Wiz. You know, we drinking Bombay and lemonade. So I was in the bar, and I'm like, yeah, can I get a shot of Bombay? And the bartender's like, that's what you want? I'm like, yeah, what you mean? But I took the shot of Bombay, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, But I was like, I am no bitch.
I read an article. They lied about the alcoholic percentage.
I think I heard about that. Yeah.
In Bombay?
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
And I believe it because I had Bombay. Bombay and lemonade was the thing too.
That's just OD. So then I was like, I ain't no bitch. I was like, I want another one. Like, what the fuck's going on? So I take another one. And after that one, I'm like, damn, I got fried. So I turn around and I see Musa, which is Currency's manager. But at that time, like, I only noticed him for like working on Currency's cars. Like, he's so humble. Like, he'd always have like a auto shop kind of shirt, working on Currency's cars. So I'm lit and I'm like, yo, actually the guy works on Currency's cars. He started laughing at me. He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm also his manager. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, that's so cool. I was like, is he gonna be here tonight? He's like, oh, I don't know. Like, sometimes. I was like, well, it's my birthday. Like, so it'd be really cool if he was here. And then Moose's like so intrigued. He's like, it's your birthday? I was like, yeah, maybe it's my birthday. He's like, I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him. So he goes in the bathroom. I'm like, he's just going in the bathroom. Like, whatever. So he comes out. He was like, he's gonna be here. I was like, all right. So then this girl, she's just so popping. Like, she's popping. I'm like, yo, you're so popping. She's like, you're so cool. Let's get a shot. Like, we go to the bar, get a drink. I'm like, what's your name? She's like, my name's Peaches. I was like, my name's Bree. So then, like, me and Peaches just hanging out, turning up good. Next thing you know, Currency walks to the door. And I'm like, ah. So then he sees Peaches first. He's like, sis. And she's like, bro. I'm like, you know this nigga? She's like, yo, this is my brother. I'm like, bro, this is fire. Like, and Currency was like, and you must be the birthday girl. I was like, what the fuck is set me up in this bitch? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, like, come on, like, we about to go to VIP, like, what's up? Drinking champagne, like, we're having a great time. And he's like, yeah, how you know Peaches? And I was like, yeah, I just met her. Like, yeah. He's like, yo, this Soulja Slim's sister.
Oh, shit.
Soulja Slim's little sister.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is fire. So then my aunt at this point, like, I'm fucked up. My aunt's like, this girl's fucked up. Like, I need to take her home. She's like, well, we need to leave. You're lit. I'm like, all right. I was like, all right, Crazy, I'm about to go to the hotel. He's like, come on, let's take a picture. Like, come on. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like off to the side. He's like, no, man, like, let's go downstairs where it's like some lighting. We're not there all the people. Like, let's take a really nice picture. I'm like, okay. So we go down there. It's such a nice picture. Like, it's just like we're heads are touching. Like, we're having the nicest time. And then, like, that was the first time I met him. And then I went to a show in Richmond 2 years later. And I seen Musa. And I was like, hey, Musa. He's like, Bree. I was like,
you remember me.
So I'm at the front. I'm like, this is in Richmond at the Currency show. Currency show is over. Musa's like, come on. I was like, you put me on stage. I pulled up this couple that was with me. I was like, come with me, guys. Like, come. We're on the tour bus of Currency. He's like, Bree. I'm like, Steph. He's like, yo, we going to Charlotte. He's like, are you coming to Charlotte? I was like, I am. I bought tickets to 2 shows. I was off work the whole weekend. And I went to Richmond. I was like, I am going to Charlotte. He's like, yo, I need you to find me, like, the loudest, like, the best weed in Charlotte. I was like, bro, I can do that. I got you. Like, I can do that. Bro, I got so fucked up in Charlotte I didn't even make it to the show. I was so geeked telling my homeboys, I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm about to be lit, but he's so cool. And I'm in the parking lot like,
I found the best weed.
Yeah, and they definitely did give him the weed too. They did. He was like, we gave him the weed for you. I'm like, okay, great. And then, yeah, I had been talking to Musa, like, got his number, just checking in sometimes. And then when it was supposed to be in Baltimore last year, but it got canceled because of COVID. Mm-hmm. And then when they found out, they were like, we're so glad to, like, finally work with you. So that shit was like 10 years in the making. Like, I've known them now for like 10 years personally.
Oh, shout out to Jersey. Real.
Yeah, and then when the New York show happened, I went in the groom. He was like, OG. I was like, you're calling me OG? You're my OG. You're calling me OG. And then after the DC show, the first thing he said was, what city we doing next? I was like, bro, this gets better every time.
You want to told you what?
What's up? What's up? Like, yeah. So Currency is like hands down the best because, like, I've been listening to him since I was 14. So that shit is big full circle moment.
That's it. You got to meet somebody you was idolized or inspired by, somebody you Actually, like, yeah, I like it.
No, he DM'd me the other day and told me he loved me. They were playing Breakfast in 930 Club, and I was like, I love Spill, and tagged him. He DM'd me. He was like, I love you. I was like, I will always be a fangirl. Just always be so happy.
Shit, that's all right. You can't be that. I guess there's moments like that that make you feel like everything you're doing.
I would want already.
Worth it.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't want nothing more than that. I don't want.
Is there a particular moment where you thought, like, all right, this is what I'm supposed to do? Like, this is where I belong?
Shit. Probably, I feel like every gig, especially like today, right? Like, this was like super government, like EPA, PAC Collective, like these are congressmen, congresswomen, like that are doing great things politically for the Black community from all over. And I'm a college dropout, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said fuck school, and then like some of the people that were there, like one of the, like my man's Corey was there, who's a good friend of my best friend slash brother, who's from Baltimore, lives in Florida. And there's another homeboy of mine where I went to his home and like DJ'd a brunch, like at his home. So like things like that, and then like seeing people like really just be like, you're an amazing DJ. Having kids do that, like, you know, just having all these different demographics of people, young, old, where I'm able to kind of just read the room and like every moment. And then like I still do a pretty good amount of drugs, but more than the natural ones, not like the, you know, I was doing like acid for a little bit, and like I like the way that I felt like DJing off acid.
I was gonna actually do they boost your performance.
Dog, so fire. But now I'm at the point, because I've experienced DJing off acid, that when I DJ now, I'm able to feel that same intensity.
For you. Yeah.
It feels like that every time I DJ. Now that I've experienced that, like I really be like, I'm fried.
Everybody feeling good. I feel good.
I feel great. Okay, DJ.
So, like, what artists would you want to work with in the future? As far as being a DJ or going on tour with them, as you know, to play their music and, you know what I'm saying?
Man, every artist in the DMV, you know what I'm saying? Like, we deserve a tour. I'm really trying to do it for the DMV tour. I'm doing a festival next year at my job at Motor House. They already gave me the okay, just kind of get the dates right. And I feel like once we do the festival, that will take us, like, all over. But, like, I just want to give every artist here, like, an opportunity to be in a venue, be on a festival stage. Like, you don't have to have thousands of followers. You don't have to be signed. You don't have to have a blue check. Like, if the music's good, the music's good, and people are gonna fuck with it. They just need opportunities. Right. So it's like I just want to work collectively with every artist in Baltimore, Virginia, Maryland,
gonna be like
DC.
A big thing?
Hopefully, like I really want for the DMV. I want it to go from festival to label to tour. And, like, I really want that to be, like, really the first local label in the DMV where artists actually make money. Gotcha. Like, where they're like, damn, I wish I was signed
to the DMV label.
For the DMV. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't heard that answer for you. You ain't had nobody from outside. Nobody, no babies, the babies. No Megan Thee Stallions. No Cardi B's.
I love them. But
they would be cool, but that's not.
I feel
They're already there.
They're already there. You know, you're not racing for like, you know, especially your name. Their name's kind of overpowering your name. You're not bringing the brand together.
How I look at it is like I feel like, you know, like my cost of living. Like I don't want to wear a lot of fancy jewelry and drive the nicest cars and wear big chains and shit. Like I just want ownership, but I want people around me to like have ownership too. So I think that like, what hip-hop has done in mainstream culture is given the perception that, like, you gotta have a lot of money and you gotta flash and all this shit to be successful. But being successful is taking care of your family. Like, just having enough money to be like, hey, we own a home. Hey, like, we have assets. Like, hey, we have equity. Hey, we have property. Like,
we ain't struggling. No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not struggling. Like, so that's the thing. Like, instead of thinking so big, like, what is all that shit?
I want the world.
Yeah, so it's like, say, you know, like say the average artist that was signed to the label, even on a basic 6-figure salary, right? So if it was $100,000 and you divide that up amongst like 12, say you're making down there fucking 9 bands, 10 bands like a month. You know what I'm saying? Like that can be done. I won't speak on what I do DJing, but it can be done. Like it can be done, and not only I only get paid like that through community.
It can be done. I ain't gotta be on drug dealer also.
No,
I gotta find no pussy, bro.
it's like hustling.
You gotta find no pussy, brother.
Nah, man. Like, and then that goes back to like if I had a venue, just think about like if I had resident artists, and it comes with the brand, so people won't be like, oh, this artist, I never heard of them, I don't want to go. They're gonna say, oh, DJ Mafia is throwing a show, or the DMV is presenting a show. They have grown a brand. They have integrity around the shows. People will just want to come because they know it's going to be a good show, a good curation. And then from there, people will make money. And you don't have to say, oh, I only have 100 followers. People are not coming because you have 100 followers. People are coming because it's for the DMV, because I'm curating the show. So like, you're going to get some kind of...
You're going to get some more followers.
You're going to get new followers. You're going to get a new fan base. You're going to make some money. And like, that's really the thing.
What's your bigger picture with the brand?
Literally those things. Literally. Like venue. Venue is the main thing. Like I want a venue in Baltimore, and I want it to be a pool hall in a venue, so that even if I'm not throwing shows, I'll have like DJs, people can play pool. Pool tables are one-time investments. Pool tables, like billiards.
The balls don't break. Oh, you got probably do the new stick.
Not even so, like pool,
Yeah,
pool table.
Right.
Think about how pool goes. Like you pay hourly, so it's like you buy the pool table, you make the money back in like so many months just off of just renting the pool tables, right? And then once you do that, once you've paid off, once you've made the profit back from buying the pool tables, everything is always profit after that. And say you don't have shows, people are still gonna come in and play pool.
Gotcha.
It's an investment. People don't think long term.
Yeah, I think people.
I like playing pool.
People
too.
look at things like, will it give me rich tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, what would you say?
No, I said people look at things like, will it give me rich tomorrow? As
Yeah, people always want to.
maybe a year or two. You just might got.
Shit, sometimes it takes 6-7 years.
Might, yeah, I'm just trying to.
It's like I know that's what I just know that's what this community needs. Like think about how many people like DM me, like, hey Bria, the next show you have, like, let me know. Versus being like, let me book you at the venue. You know, like I have to actually go through people, like, hey, I want to throw a show, and then I only book like 3 artists and 2 DJs a show. So like that's so hard to like get on all those artists. But say I had a venue that really operated from Tuesday to Sunday, and like it was local artistry every day.
Every day.
Like, and food, drinks, pool, things that I'm able to make money without people just buying a ticket to see the show.
Right. Free admission, you want to feel like you want it.
Bro, I try to do, and I've always said that I will always do free admission, like when I rent other venues, but when I get my own venue,
I can't spend if I can't get in, goddamn.
Yeah, damn, I spent all my money.
Let's
go.
But look, this is the thing.
I'd say something like 40.
Average.
I'm not bad shit.
The average person should be able to come to the venue and only have $40 and be able to get in, buy a drink, buy food, and maybe there's some kind of incentive where you get like a free shirt or something if you know. But you should be able to leave with something. Like that's the thing. Like 2022 and later, like there's no reason that people should be going to shows. Even though you experience the artist, you should still take something back tangible. Like, or every day I'm making like shirts for merch. Like you were here this day, you saw these artists, this sponsorship, and you got a shirt, and there's no more shirts for that. If you didn't come that day, just don't get one of those shirts. Damn, when did you see Backyard Band in
the CDs
in Baltimore?
12/28/92.
When did you see No Impressions in Baltimore? Like,
I forgot about this shit.
Yeah. Like shot
I
glasses,
remember this
lighters.
day.
Yeah, shit like that. Hats. Fuck.
Some of you look back and like, I got that doing this.
Keychains.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Me?
Yeah. As far as your goals and your music and your DJing lifestyle.
So if it really works out in the next 5 years, I'll have the venue, right?
Yep.
But I'll also be retired. So like what I really want to do, it's kind of far-fetched, but I want a beach house in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. I want to substitute teach in Delaware, part-time, like 2 days out the week. Yeah, where I teach kids how to DJ. Teach kids how to DJ.
That's an elective.
Yeah, it's also like 2 days out the week. I don't want to teach you anything on English or nothing. Fuck no. Retired. Substitute music teacher. We got DJ Bree on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And bitch, I probably call out once a fucking week. So you're only gonna get me once a week.
I'm going to class. I fuck with her.
Yep. So doing that, like, and then traveling out here.
Okay.
You know, like, it, but also having a home in Baltimore. I want a home in Baltimore and a home in Delaware.
We in PG home.
Nope, there's nothing in PG.
There's
There's no nightlife in PG.
There's no nightlife to that.
There's no nightlife.
It's next to DC though.
DC.
It is next to it,
It's
but like
next
PG cops suck. Like Baltimore cops suck too. But they don't fuck with me,
I don't
bro.
know any good cops.
I don't know any good cops either. But
But we right next to DC. They're not like
y'all next to it, but then it gets mad political.
No, first of all, we're literally next to it. If you
No,
walk,
y'all literally are.
If
Like,
you walk across the street,
I came up the city, I was like, oh damn.
If you walk across the street, that's DC.
Yeah. Yeah, so next 5 years, hopefully, beach house in Delaware, house in Baltimore, teaching in schools in Delaware and Maryland, and teaching.
Okay. You got anything else you want to say? Pretty much want to wrap it up. Give anybody some inspiration. Give the fellow DJ, female DJ shout out.
I'm like, tell me, I'm like,
Bird, I don't like you, and you should stop. What you did yesterday in the parking lot with Trilla K, embarrassing. But hey, that's neither here nor there. I just want to let you know, don't do that no more.
No more.
Please.
We can find you again.
You can find me this time. I'll spell it right. At DJ. You heard the clap on the alarm.
You better start pronouncing it.
That's DJ Tommy right.
You listening to everything.
Let's go. Okay, that's at DJ Bree Mafia. DJ BRIMAFIA. Instagram. DJBreemafia.com. OG_Bree on Twitter. OG Bree on SoundCloud. Since my original one got deleted. So that's where you can find me.
Look, basically, man, type in DJ Bree Mafia. It's gonna pop up.
Facts.
You should have autocorrect.
Real nigga, man.
Know what I'm
Fuck
saying?
it, we ball.
No, man, it's your boy Started Got No Lie.
Shampoo, aka Big Shampoo.
And thank you, Bree Mafia, for coming through.
No, thank y'all. It's inspired.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.